This conference will now be recorded.
And
Select
then
the
we
data.
have to, yes, ma'am.
Now.
Now we have to select existing worksheet and the location of the cell where we need the pivot table. Now
Okay.
press OK and then select the options which you want in rows and columns, ma'am.
Okay, anyone else can guide me through this? Tell me about how do I use the fields? Anyone? No one. Lakshmi, you only continue.
Yes, ma'am.
So
So
only
we
she has
could,
done the assignment. Tell me, what
we
do I do
can,
next?
ma'am, we have to select the options which we need in the rows and columns. Like, for example, we can put the product in the rows and we could put category or any such thing in columns, and in values we could put the amount.
Okay. So I have done the pivot table. Okay. Go to Insert tab. Can you see an option called Slicer? Everybody has this option in your screen, in your worksheet.
Yes, ma'am.
Slicer. Yeah. So only after 7 you have this slicer. If you have below that, not 7, sorry, 9. So what you do is you click 7 does not have the slicer. What you do is a slice. See, the word slicer only says it slices your data accordingly how you want it. So here in slicer it also takes, you can also say it as a filter. Okay, but when you're filtering one you cannot filter another, but in case of slicer you can have 2-3 filters together and use the slicer. Just click on slicer. So can you see the headings of the data is right? That is your order ID, product, category, amount, date of manufacturing, and country. So what do I want to differentiate? I want to see them through product. Sorry, product I have different. No. So usually when I have multiple same data, no, that time I can see. Yeah, I will see with the categories. So click on the category and say OK. So as I have 2 categories, if I had 5 categories, here I get 5 categories of them. So as I have 2 categories, just fruits. So you can see only the fruits has been here. Follow my mouse. So here I can see only the fruits. But if I click on veg, only the vegetables. Cancel the filter, all is seen. I repeat, go to Insert tab, go to Slicer. You must be in your pivot table. Go to Slicer, take amount you have same. Okay, yeah, amount also. Amount, you must have the tick mark and then do OK. See, I have 2 slices. So I will do 300. Now I'm doing only this amount slicer. So only which is 300 is showing me 500, 600. I can use both the filters together. Now I will cancel this filter. I will select only the fruits here of 300 rupees. So I have only banana which is 300 rupees. Is this slicer clear to everyone? I'll show this again.
Yes, ma'am.
Delete it. Just press delete. Select and press delete. So try for this. Okay, I'll show you once again. Wait. I'm in the pivot table. Go to Insert tab, Slicer, select one product like apple. As the products are different, each all is there in your this slicer. So I will not use this, but I will use go to slicer. I'll use the country. Select all. Okay. So in UK, what are the things? In India, what is that? In US, what is that? Same way, if I put another slicer, I'll put amount, category. I've put two of them. So I'll cancel the filters. I want fruits in UK of 500 rupees. So I don't have any option there. So you have 20 categories, 20 products. So try doing all of them, all like 2-3 slices together, like how I've done. So this is how you can see it. It just simplifies your data. This is just for a look, okay? Did you observe here what happened? What does that happen now? And I deleted the slicers. Anyone?
Ma'am, the table comes back to normal.
Yes, I get all the filtered data once I delete these slicers. Audible? Class,
Yes,
am I
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry for the. Okay. I think you heard that once I delete the software, once I delete the slicer, the whatever we had in our table remains the same. That is the first, the complete table gets reset. Correct? So anything
Yes,
after
ma'am.
that
Yes,
I
ma'am.
said? That is the last point we discussed. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to try giving a slicer for the table which you have not put pivot, this table. Is everybody getting the same error message?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now cancel that. Go to tables. Give a table to it. Give a table to it. Go to insert tab. Go to slicer. Go to tables. Give a table.
Ma'am, after adding the slicer, when we click on some option, it shows according to that, no, ma'am. How do you deselect that?
I couldn't hear you. Sorry. Please can you repeat me?
Can you hear me now, ma'am?
Yeah.
So when we add the slicer and we suppose we choose two things like product and category. So the
Mhm.
slicers appear and we select something in that, ma'am. So the pivot table changes. So how do
Mhm.
you deselect that and bring the pivot table to original form?
Select all of them.
Okay, okay,
Or if you don't want it, delete the slicer. If you want the slicer as well as that, then you do that. Or else you just delete the slicer, then automatically you will have your pivot table, the resetted pivot table.
okay.
Yeah. So you saw the difference with a plain table that is only the data, the slicer did not take. But when I converted that to a table, automatically the size slicer appeared. This is because, as I told you when we were using tables, table identifies the complete data. So when you're using slicer, you must have a identified data. Only then the slicer works. So that is the reason when it was a plain data that is in your plain ranges in your cells, that did not work. Is that clear? Either a table or a pivot table only can be worked when you are using with a slicer. Is the slicer part clear with everyone? We can
Yes,
go
ma'am.
Yes,
further
for
for
the
the
table,
next
I'm
one.
not getting
Yes,
the
ma'am.
slice.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry,
Ma'am, for the table, I'm not getting this insert slicer option.
why? Did you convert that to table?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do the same thing what I did?
Yes, ma'am.
Just take a picture of the table and send in the group
Sure.
what you have converted. Here chat option does not have no picture option. Okay, so select the data, convert that to table, click on the table, click on slicer. Who was the one who asked doubt? One second.
Number one.
Did you keep the cursor on the table? See how I
Yes,
have
ma'am. I
selected?
can see in the picture also it's there.
Ma'am, even mine it's happening the same.
Close once, close that, select the table again. You have created a table, select it on the table. Try selecting the whole table and doing it.
I've done that also.
1 second. So try copy pasting, do undo, remove that from the table. Okay, then copy paste it, and then try. Everybody else is getting it, doing the same procedure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ruman, when you are converting it to pivot table, you got the slicer.
Yes, ma'am. For the pivot table, I got.
Working in 2013.
2010, ma'am.
10. Then you have to convert it only in the pivot table. You have timeline? No, I believe no. You have the option timeline?
Inside insert, no?
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we have time.
Then you will have to convert it to pivot table only to use the slicer, Ruman.
Okay.
Because maybe that version is not supporting the tables. Okay. So next you have is the timeline. So slicer, what we did is we sliced the data, the complete data, correct? The timeline, the word says time. So only the time based, that is the date based data only can be filtered here. That means you must compulsorily have a date version in your pivot table, and timeline works only in the pivot table. So what you need to do is you need to obviously you have already converted that to pivot table, so you don't have to create one more pivot table. For this only we can apply. If you have not, then you have to create a pivot table and then we work on that. Click on timeline. So when we clicked on slicer, what happened? We got all so many other okay, I'll show you the
Ma'am?
difference. Wait. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, when we use the slicer option and we can't select more than one option, no? Like suppose we want to select more than 2 countries, can we do that? Because I'm not able to do that.
So your doubt is like when I select country and do OK, I select US.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
select
Suppose we
UK.
select both US and UK. Yes, ma'am.
I did that, no?
Ma'am, I'm not able to do that.
Even I didn't get that, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so
Yes,
sorry. I have a
ma'am.
very bad network today. Shreya, Did you hear my answer for your question? Was you able to do?
No, ma'am.
No. Hold
I
control
didn't hear your answer.
and
Yes.
hold control and select.
Ma'am, I did that, but
Huh.
I'm not able to do that. I did that,
Even
but still it's not coming.
what
I
is
got it,
the
ma'am, when I
problem
used
you're having?
control.
Hold control only and click. Don't leave control. Hold control, click on each.
Ma'am, if they click and drag, they can get it.
Click and drag selects everything, no? But when you want different things, you can just
Ma'am, instead we can use the button which is there, ma'am, next to the filter one, next to the country.
that is your filter option. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a very bad network. I can know somebody is talking, but I'm not able to hear you. Am I clearly audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, can we continue?
Ma'am, your screen is freezed.
Now, is it working?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay. Please let me know if you're not able to. Okay, and then you can go for timeline. So as I was telling you about, timeline is basically only for date. I will show you in slicer what happens if we take see, this is how I get if in the slicer and I'm using a data.
Your voice is breaking,
How is
ma'am. And the screen is freezed, ma'am, again.
when
Yes, ma'am.
that difference from timeline? Timeline only it in the that is the reason I had told you to convert your
Ma'am, your
date
voice is
manufacturing
breaking.
Ma'am, your
into
voice is
date.
breaking.
So
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
that you will am I audible now, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I repeat, when you take the date of manufacturing in the slicer, it gives you only the date. So that is the reason when I created data for you based on date, I told you to convert them to date format. That is the because of that the reason mainly is for the timeline, because we compulsorily need a timeline, a date format in your data to use timeline. So that is, see here in timeline only date of, so if I had 2-3 other dates in the data, I would have got 2 more, maybe date of manufacturing, expiry date. So those things I would have got. Click on one. Okay. So you can see how is it. So I want to know August. So no, nothing. September, October. Same way I can go through quarters. So first quarter, second quarter. You can see the years. So on based of years, 19, 18. On based of months, on base of days. So January 2018, so and so and so. Try all the timelines. If you don't want them, clear the filters. You can get them back. Try the timelines. Everybody is getting the timeline?
Ma'am, can you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I repeat. Keep your cursor on the pivot table. Go to timeline. Click on date of manufacturing. Okay. So you can get the different quarter wise, you can see month wise, you can view year wise. So it only shows the years which is there in your data. Okay, not the number of years is there, only the dates which are there here in the data it is shown. And then day wise. Yeah, please mute everyone. Is this part clear? Timeline clear with all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I tried doing them in the table. You get the existing connection, you get what if you create. So as I told you, only a timeline is identified only in a pivot table. People who do not have timeline, you can just take these steps. You can use them when you find the options. One second. Okay. Just take down by heading a slicer. Any points on pivot table I've given you? Points
Yes,
on
ma'am.
pivot table? I've
Yes,
given you that,
ma'am.
okay?
We
Okay,
wrote the
below that.
meaning.
Sorry?
We wrote the meaning, ma'am, of pivot table.
Okay. Just below that, write down as slicer. It is used to filter data which is easier to filter in tables or in pivot table. In bracket, slicer cannot be used. Please mute yourself. Slicer cannot be used without a table or a pivot table. Next, timeline. It is used to filter dates in bracket, the data selected must have the data selected for a pivot table must have the date format column for the timeline. Close the bracket. It is easier to select the time periods to filter the pivot tables. It is easier to select the time periods to filter the pivot tables. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Next. Now what I want you to do is create a pivot chart for for the table. Create a pivot chart for the table. And add slicer to it.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
could you repeat it?
For a table, create a pivot chart. Yesterday we did a pivot chart, right? Insert a pivot chart and add slicer to that. Give only product and amount in the chart and give the slicer. So I'll go for amount. Okay. Fruits of 300 been seen. 500, 600. Yes. Try doing it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Don't hurry up. These are all important functions. Any doubts? Did you get how to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
using charts and yeah, tell me.
ma'am, if we want to add something to the pivot table later, how do we do that?
What do you want to add?
Can we do that? I'm like, I forgot to write the add in the dates. So how do we do that?
See what happens even if you do not take the date now and again you put that in the data, it will not take into consideration. So you must have the dates in basic table. Now if you add and again you take a pivot table of the same data, it does not take date into consideration. You edit, take a
Ma'am, so
different pivot table. I'm audible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. Is my screen visible? Yes, I think it was
Yes,
Shreya who was
ma'am.
asking. Can you please repeat what is that you are asking about to add your dates in the pivot table? Is that so? Did you hear my
yes,
response?
yes, ma'am.
Either you add to the existing table. Okay. So you also have go to pivot table. Change your source data. Okay, at that time you can add the dates here and change the thing. Okay. Okay. And so it's clear with slicer and timeline. Did you also try with the chart? So you got the reference of slicer and timelines in the chart.
Yes, ma'am.
Next
Yes, ma'am.
is the link. So there is something called a link. So what is a link? Now when I click, for example, we have sent you the link for this go-to meeting. You just have to click and then you connect to the meeting. So here in the same way, when there is this connect or connect option, link option, where I can connect one workbook to another workbook or a document, or one this workbook to a website. So anything which I link from one to other is that is what link means. Okay, hyperlink is something which is the link between anything converted to a link is called a hyperlink. Okay, what you need to do is just click on hyperlink, control plus K. Can you see the address here below? Okay, follow the mouse. So here you need to type, for example, now I will type the google.com and do OK. Do you see it's in blue color? That is the link. It is converted to a hypertext. So this is called as a hypertext. The link is called as a hyperlink. Same thing if I write here, why? Because I have given it a link format. I have given it complete a link. That is why it is converted to a hyperlink automatically. But you just give some document, it will not connect. So as I've given complete website name, www.google.com, that is why it will convert into a name, the link, hyperlink, sorry. You can see the finger option when you go there. Just click on that hand option. It opens the Google. Try it, everyone.
Ma'am, I'm not able to select the link option, ma'am. Like it's available in my system, but it's like I'm not able to select it.
Click anywhere in this Excel sheet. Click somewhere else. Take a blank
No, ma'am, I'm
cell.
able to use all other options except for the link option.
See, when I have selected chart, you can see the thing is dull. That is, it is not active.
Yes, ma'am. That is how it is normally in my system, ma'am.
Go take a different sheet and try.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I'm able to get the option.
Yeah, there
Thank
maybe
you.
behind that some slicer or something would be there. That is why sometimes it happens. Try that. Is that clear? Everybody could get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
what I want you to do is go to the link, browse any of your documents. I mean, created documents. Um, any of the file. Okay, and click on OK. You get your complete path here. Click. This pop-ups comes as it is a different file. Automatically another file opens. This is the other file. You can see the name. Some other file. Is that clear? Was everybody able to do? It is not that you should
Ma'am,
open
could you
Excel.
repeat it again?
Yes. Go to link. Go to your anything, desktop documents, anything. Just select one of them, any of the file you want to open. I'll just open some picture. Okay. Click. So that picture opened. Any document you can link to Excel. It is not that it should be a Excel option only. Take down the link notes. Control+K is the shortcut key for hyperlink. See, it is not that you must have that as a link, or it is compulsory for you to open it once you type. It's not like that. Maybe if you are sending for somebody else, you may have seen, for more information, click on the below link. So that is nothing but a hyperlink. At those scenarios, we'll be using hyperlink where I want them to have, if they, instead of putting a complete website, whatever details I have, I'll just tell them to, for more further things, you can just able. But when you are giving the link for the system, it should be there in their system also. So when your the document file, no, you can open only in your Excel. Like if you mail them to them, they cannot open your file, which is there in your path. Is the notes visible to you?
Yes,
Take the
ma'am.
point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we can go to the next topic. Am I fast? Are you able to
Yes,
follow?
ma'am.
Okay. So now whatever you wrote is inside the cell. So there is an option of text box, which on the cell you can put some text, maybe for the notes. It is also taken as one of the object, but you can just you can move them. As I told you, it will take as an object, and you will write on the cell. It will not, you cannot consider that into your datas or your under your range. You can take that as an object. Click on text box, so you get a drop down arrow like this, drop symbol. Drag and drop it. Click, drag and leave the mouse till where you want your, I mean how big you want your text box. So inside this you can write. Same way, when you click on a text box, a format tab opens. So you can change your text, change your word styles, arrange them. Same thing which I showed you in the previous class. Try them once, everyone. Yes. Insert, I repeat, insert text box, click and drag. You can add the text boxes. Next, you have is headers and footers. Headers are top of the page and footers are bottom of the page. So click on headers and footers. So complete on the screen. Remember I showed you about the views in the introduction class. Okay, so the headers and footers are always seen in the second view, that is the page layout view. Page layout view is used for the paper measuring, like it is used not inside the sheet, it is for the sheet. So this is the normal view where we usually practice. Headers or footers, even when you're working in a normal view, the headers and footers are applied but not seen to you. So in page layout tab, you can apply them, write them, and back again to your a normal screen, the headers and footers will be there. So these are the headers. And the footers. Is this part clear? So can you see it is also already there in the next page. So what happens is this completely takes as one sheet. So when I divide the sheet, this takes into one page and second page for the printout. You can do the changes. I'll show you in the page layout tab. For now, it's not required. So automatically it is there in the second sheet. By default, the headers are there in the all the sheets. So did you see when I changed it in the second sheet, automatic, I'm sorry, the page, I'm mentioning here page means the printout, if you're taking a printout, page 1, page 2. So automatically that is seen in the same page. So here this means headers once given, it is the same for all the pages. See, same way as the footer. Okay. These are headers and footers. Headers are on top of the page, footers are on the bottom of the page. Next you have is the word art. Word art is also above the sheet for the text. Okay, the heading only mentions here text, so it takes only the text into consideration. Okay, so same way when you select, you get a format tab. You can change the word arts. You can change the text. Okay. You can fill different all your format options, what we did in the the object, that is your picture shapes and all. Same way you can do this for the smart art. There also we found smart art when we put shapes, sorry, the word art. And then is the signature line. Why is a signature line used? When I have a complete data and in the below of the data I want my manager's signature, so at that time I can make a space for the signature. Click on the text, signature line, click on Microsoft. Till word art, everybody clear with word art? Any doubt in word art? Till word art, text box, header, footers, word art, signature
Yes,
line.
ma'am.
Yeah, just take a note. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Signature line.
Yes, ma'am.
Click on signature line. Lakshmi, you're tired telling yes, ma'am? Hmm?
No, ma'am.
No, no. Okay. I just make sure that everybody is awake. That's all. So when you say yes, everybody gets awake. Hopefully, I think so. I don't know. Okay. Signature line. Microsoft Office. Click on Microsoft Office signature line. Give a name.
Ma'am, we are unable to hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Was I audible? No, no. There was some
No,
disturbance.
ma'am.
Yeah,
No,
you
ma'am.
can move this. Were you able to see the signature line? How I put that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
We could only hear till add a name, ma'am. That's all.
Add a name. Yes, ma'am.
Click on text, signature line. Click on Microsoft Office signature line. Give the name. Give the a designation. You can give any designation. Email address is not required. I have used show sign date in a signature line. So this is what the signature line is. Okay, this is the space for the signature. And again, I'm showing you signature line, Microsoft Office signature line, giving the name, designation. Allow the signer to add comments in the sign box. Okay, that's all. So it gives a little space here. That is the only difference. You'll have nothing else. You want me to show it again? Go to text signature line. Give the designation and do OK. No designation, only the name arrives.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, if you add email address, what happens?
So you know what happened when you added?
Ma'am, nothing happened. That's why I asked.
Yeah, it will not show in your signature line, but it will be there in the data. Data of your signature line, the email address will be there, but it will not be seen here.
Okay, ma'am.
Is that clear with signature line? I can move further.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Now next you
Yes, ma'am.
have is the object. In picture, what happened in you took the pictures which were there in the your computers. Online pictures, you through online you took the pictures and inserted that in the Excel file. In screenshot, what happened, what the thing you had in your desktop, you took a screenshot and inserted in the screen. But when it is object, the objects we create them and insert it in the Excel sheet. So the difference is here we will already have the picture, we will insert them. We'll take it online and insert it. We take a screenshot and insert it. But here we create and then insert. Click on object. See, if you have Adobe's, you know them, you can click, or else bitmap file is the paint file. Bitmap is a paint file. Click on bitmap image and do OK. Everybody will have this in your system. Now don't sit and play. I know it remembers you all your school days going playing with your paint. Draw something. Everybody done this? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you can see the cross button here, close button. Click on close. Is the object on your Excel sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Same way you can change. When you click, you have format where you can change them. Okay. Now I want to edit what I have done. Double click in on this again. You come to paint file again. Now close again. So you can see here. I repeat this again. If you want, write down these steps for object. I'm deleting this. Go to insert tab. Click on text. Click on object. Go to bitmap file, bitmap image. Okay. Any colors? Your choice. Close it. So you have it as the object. Again, when you want to edit something on in this, double click, edit. And close it. Yes, everybody got about object? Any doubt in object? Anybody who's not following? Take down the points if required. I'll just go through this once. Yes, everyone? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So equation is, see, this is not a equation which is for your functions. Okay, these are not function. That means these are not formulas in your Excel sheet. These are just, these also act as a only what you say, only as an object. This is on the sheet only. It is not for below the sheet, inside the sheet. Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So yeah, equations are for on the Excel sheet. They are not on the address. That is, they are not on the range. They are not in the cells. They are on the sheet, on the cell. So these are not the equations which you can apply for your functions. That is later in the formulas tab will come. These are just for views. These also are like objects. See, you can change them. You can change your formulas. Go to design tab, change the formulas, add them, give, insert tab, equations. Any equations you want, you can add them. So you want, you can write the equations. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat it again?
Go to equations, click on equation, select any of the equations you want. You can get the equations there. All the other options, you can add them. You can also write whatever equations you have. I'm sorry for that. Just press insert, it will be inserted here. Wherever your cursor is, there it will be inserted. Yes, clear with the equations, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is the symbols. The symbols which are not there in your keyboards, you can use them if required. Insert. This is inside a cell. Symbols. This is, I'm going to increase the font. Insert, close. So it is inside a cell. Okay. Insert tab, symbols, You have all the ASCII codes, all the things. You have different options. You can select them. It's out there. Okay. Also change the fonts. Okay. Let's take down the symbols and equations. Yes, everyone. So we finished with the complete insert tab. Yes, win loss was the assignment yesterday. Anyone can answer me?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes, ma'am.
for plus it's win, and for minus values it's loss.
It's loss.
Yes. So negative values, it is a loss. Sorry. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Did everybody try this? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So we completed with the insert home tab, file menu, home tab, and the insert tab. That is tables, illustrations, charts, sparklines, filter, links, text, and symbols. So everybody has practiced all of these. Everybody is okay
Yes,
with
ma'am.
pivot table and the charts. You've all tried
Y-
the charts. By today, I will give you a email address. So I want you to mail it to my that particular email address by tomorrow's class. All the assignments of past 1 week, whatever assignments we did, all that, whatever assignments I've given you, so everything into one. So obviously it is in one Excel file only. So you will send me that Excel file all the time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.